Okay, in this video, we'll take a look at tables and snippets. So I'm on a new page now that I created from our template that we worked on, and I want to include a new template here. Not a table, a new table here. And so in the insert panel, I first need to click inside here, hit the return key, maybe more than once, and click on table. And then I get this table dialog box. So it asks you the number of rows that you want, the number of columns that you want, the table width in pixels or percent. I believe you can choose percent, yep. And then the border thickness, I'm going to set that to 0. We don't want any cell padding, we don't want any cell spacing either. So the table width can't be 200%. Let's just say 75 for now. We can change that afterwards. So I know for this particular table I need 4 columns. And for the number of rows, let's see, I think I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So let's put in 5. And then for the header, you have a choice. I'm going to put mine on the top. And then if you want to give a caption or a summary for accessibility reasons, for the caption, I'm going to put IT services and pricing, and then I'm going to click OK. So that's going to build out the code for the table. You can see that in the split view here, in the browser view, there's nothing. And then in the table view, in the code, you can see that it produced the table, and where items are supposed to be, it created all these HTML entities that are called non-breaking spaces. NBSP means non-breaking space. Now, the first row contains header, table headers. So there's 4 table headers here. The first one is going to be empty. The second one is going to have description. The third one is going to have the word price in it. We're just creating a table that's going to list out these packages for this fictitious IT company. And then and you can see that's showing up here. And we need to adjust as we go with styles. And then the second row, so that's the first row. The way that table works is we have the table tag, and it has the width, the border is set to 0, the spacing is set to 0, cell padding is set to 0. One other thing that we want to add here is something for accessibility also is role equals presentation. And the reason why we do this is because if a screen reader is reading through this table, if it reads the table, what's going to happen is it'll literally say table, and then it'll say TD, and then it'll read out the TD contents, and it'll go through the whole table, reading out all the tags and the content of the tags, and we don't want that to happen. So if we put role equals presentation, the screen reader will just read the content of the table. It won't read the table tags themselves. I've noticed that there's an error here. So you notice that the ampersand is in red, and that's because we can't just use an ampersand like that. We have to say AMP, and that will produce, that's a HTML entity that will produce the ampersand character. So that's not in red anymore, so we fixed that. And this section up here is called caption, so that's going to be at the top of the table. Then we have a T-body. Now T-body is just the table body, and that's the content of the table. And then we break it up into rows and columns. And the way that we do that is each TR is a table row. So TR is table row. And then there's nothing in here that says columns, but it's the number of either THs or TDs. So since I have 4 TDs here, THs here, 4 TDs down the line, it's going to be 4 columns. Now you can span columns and you can span rows, and we'll do that in a little bit. But for now, let's continue with the content, and then we'll go ahead and style this. So the first package that we want to put in here, and I'm working in code view, is the gold package. And those strong tags that I put around it is just going to make it bold. And I'll just put in some stuff about this particular package. And then the pricing will be in the next column. Again, we'll use the strong tag here. So let's say this is $35K annually. And then the last column will be a link. Now the link will be empty. So I'm going to have A for action tag equals href. And I'm going to use a pound sign. And the pound sign means that it's a link, but it's just not going to go anywhere. So learn more. And then that's that. And so you see everything is centered. We can fix that. But I'm going to go down the line here. And I'm just going to enter the other package information. So the next one is going to be, again, within the strong tags. This will be the platinum package. And this one is going to have a price of $25,000. And then, again, we can just copy and paste the learn more link because we're going to need it here as well. And I can go ahead to the next row and do the same thing. I'm going to copy this down here, paste that down there. Okay, the last package, the strong tag, this one's going to be our silver package. And we want ours. Okay, and this one, the price is this one is 22,000. Okay, so if we save those changes and we take a look in here, our links are white because of the style sheet, the existing style sheet. Now, one thing that we want to fix is all the spacing here. And then we want to address the colors in the background. We'll do that. We'll address the link colors. And then this last row that doesn't have anything in it, we want to put in kind of like a copyright statement. So to do that, I have 4 columns, but if I just want one piece of data in here. So I don't need all 4 columns. I just need one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete these 3. And in an HTML table, to span columns, you use call span equals, and then the number of columns that you're spanning. So I want to span 4 columns. And then I can put whatever content that I want. I'm going to use a span tag here for the content, because I want to style it later. And that's another HTML entity for the copyright symbol. Okay. So in order to style this, I have some basic stuff that I can do, but without classes, this is the only HTML table on this page, but without classes, I can't do too much to it. So one thing that I want to do is I want to put a background color in each one of the rows. So I'm going to need classes for that. I'm going to change some spacing and things like that. So for the classes for the rows, this top row doesn't need a class. It's fine the way that it is. The second row equals class equals gold. So that's the package. Oh, that's the wrong place. We need to put that in the opening tag. Sorry. That's what that red warning was telling me. And then this, again, I'm sorry, put that in the wrong place. It should be here where the gold package is. And then this row should be class equals platinum. And then the last class equals silver. And then this last row here, the copyright row, we just want to make this text smaller. So I'm going to make a class equals copy. Copy, just short for copyright. So then, so now we can start styling. So to do that, again, we could use the CSS designer. You can switch over to that. What we need is the source. So here is our selectors, and this is, so the source is, well, it looks like I can't change this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the style sheet. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. And I like to make comments in my style sheets. So to make a comment in a style sheet, use /*, and I'll say table styles, and then */. Okay, so for these table styles, the first thing we want to address is the alignment and probably the spacing. So to do this, I'm going to say THTD, and that's targeting 2 elements, any TH or any TD tag. And I'm going to give it extra padding, 11 pixels, 21 pixels. And it looks like it's not reflecting the changes I'm making here. So what I want to do real quick, I just want to test this in the browser. Oh, there we go. So now we got it. So now the changes have been updated. So that gives it a lot more breathing room. We can see where things are. The other thing that I want to do is I want to set the text align to left. So that should align the text to the left in those areas. And then for the copyright down at the bottom, we want to make that font size a lot smaller, 10 pixels usually for copyright and legal stuff. We'll give it a line height of 12 pixels. And then for the rows, for the background colors, we're going to add the classes. So the first class was gold, and using background dash color, I'm going to give it a hex value, and the hex value is F2CE1B. And then we want a class for platinum. Again, background color. This one's going to be a gray value, F2, F2, F2. It's going to be a light gray. And then we want silver. And that's going to be background color. And this one's going to be a gray color, but it's going to be darker. And save those changes. And that's what that looks like. You can see, so if our top row is gold, or platinum row is this light gray, and then our silver row is this darker gray. Notice that the alignment changed, the text alignment changed. Also, this text is left aligned now, so it looks a lot cleaner. It's easier to read. And then the link colors right now are white, and that doesn't work here, so, and it kind of doesn't work here either. So we want to change that. So we can say, and I'm being more specific here, so I'm going to say table TDA. So I'm targeting all of the A tags that are inside of the table, inside of all of the TDs. And they don't appear in the THs, so we don't have to worry about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is target the color. I'm going to say the color should be 737373. And then for the text decoration, you can see that it's underlined by default, and I don't want it to be underlined, so I'm going to take the underlining off. I don't know why I just did that. And then on hover, when anybody hovers over the link tags, I'm going to switch out the color to a blue color. So #1B70A6. And I'll save those changes. And now you can see the colors in the hover effect. Okay. So that's tables. And we'll take a look at snippets in the next video.